Welcome to another episode of Questions with LA. I am your intrepid host, LA Marzulli, and you'll be joining me for the next few minutes. We'll be trying to answer your questions. We've got a stack here in the queue, and we will begin in just a moment. But first, a word from our trusted sponsor. Have you ever wondered why skin might look leathery as we age? That's because our bodies slowly stop producing its most important nutrient for skin health. Folks, that's collagen. That's why tens of thousands are turning to this amazing substance to replenish this diminishing but vital protein. It uses the top 5 critically important types of collagen to support skin elasticity, hydration, and to bring back that youthful glow. Most importantly, you can save 53% for this month only. Simply go healthwithla.com. That's healthwithla.com. Or folks, please check the link down below and check it out. I take the collagen every single day. I put it in my coffee, no lumps. It's non-flavored. I don't taste it. Every single day it's in my coffee. So there you have it. That's healthwithla.com, healthwithla.com. This one's from Nick, and I don't have the behind me, the actual JPEG, but he writes this: what do you think about this site? As far as I know, it's unique to the Balkans. Would you consider this pre-flood? Why has it been eroded where stones of the Incas were not? Any insight? I'm going to have to do a deep dive on that one, Nick. It's the first I've looked at that, and I will go to the link and see what I can make out of it. I'm sorry I didn't do it here. I'll put that aside. That's homework for the next one, and I'll see if I can figure out what's going on. There's the walls at Sacsayhuaman and Ollantaytambo. Tim Alberino and I both agree that they appear to be pre-flood. Something cataclysmic has happened and has destroyed much of what we see. But remember, a lot of it is still intact, especially at Sacsayhuaman, and no one knows who built them. And we see this over and over and over again. But I will do a deep dive on that and see what I can go from there. This is from N.J. Daniels. I am new here. Well, welcome. I clicked on a few of your videos. I like that you approach subjects that people are a bit intimidated to speak of. I am a strong-minded woman, a Christian, a truck driver. I've seen UFOs, Sasquatch, goats, and demonic beings. I have not seen Nords. God has left many a mystery to study and think of. God has sealed up things from us until the time is right. I concur. It is written in the Bible. My question is this: are we nearing that time? Are we truly ready to learn those things that have been sealed? Our technology has been advanced, yet I wonder that we are not advanced enough to deal with the things that we have been shielded from. Some of the last generations seem to be dumbed down to a slow-witted intelligence. Is it possible that we are not given the knowledge we seek because many are slow to advance in learning? Good point. I have died twice and been sent back to finish my life tasks. I was on an ice blanket with a 106-degree fever when I was, 19 years old, and almost died then, but I had an out-of-the-body experience also. To have that knowledge of what has been hidden, is it all about to alter everything we know or expose us to things we could never have imagined? Thank you, LA, for having a mind that chases after the mystery and truth. Well, thank you, NJ, for the kind words. I am not Mr. Know-It-All. There's only one, and he's up there, and he does know the end from the beginning and the beginning from the end, and calls it out with great specificity, as it were. But here's what I think. I think we are in a very unprecedented time in all of human history. The fact that AI is creeping into our daily lives, for crying out loud. Look at the writer's strike. Why do you think they're on strike? Because AI can write a script in 2-3 minutes. Bam, there it is, just like that. Who's behind AI? What is the intelligence? What are we really tapping into? And frankly, nobody knows. So I think that some of these things have been hidden from us. Some of these things happen and get revealed to us when Jesus returns and begins the millennium. We are premillennial here. We are not a millennial. We are not saying that there is no millennium. We're saying it's a literal 1,000 years of reign where Jesus reigns from Jerusalem and we with him. So I think some of this stuff is reserved for that window of time. But to your point, things are opening up. And one of the things we do here is try to show the truth about the UFO phenomenon, the things that you mentioned, the UFO phenomena, Sasquatch, ghosts, and demonic beings from a biblical perspective. Thanks for the the email. Let's continue. This is from Sam. I was a history teacher, Western Civilizations 1 and 2, in reference that archaeologists had found bones of the giants. But when asked where, I had no response, so I told the student they'd have to do their own homework. I wasn't going to do it for them. Can you assist me in listing places where such bones have been discovered, or how many times they've been found, even if currently missing? Well, our work in On the Trail of the Nephilim, where we show the Catalina giant, as we call him, was a 9-footer. That's a picture I discovered in the archives. It was tucked away. I've talked about this numerous times, but there it is. That is a 9-footer. You can go back into the records from when the first white people came into Ohio. You can get Sarawinamukka with the Paiutes down in Nevada and other places. It's all there. Native Americans talk about red-haired, six-fingered, cannibalistic giants. They were here. Hope that helps. This is from Chess. Grace and peace from Chess Ward, Eagle Rock, Arkansas. Oh, wait. Alaska, Eagle River, Alaska. I got the wrong, forgive me there. Greetings from Alaska, LA. I was curious if you've ever had a case where Christians were abducted by aliens or went missing. Yes. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate very much your service to the Lord. If you ever need a place to stay in Anchorage, Alaska area, our home is open to you. What a kind offer. Thank you. My wife and I enjoy hotel rooms because we need to unwind. We need to go someplace, lock the door, and just go, and when we're in somebody's house, we can't get the because we're in somebody's house. Hope that clears that up. We have had cases, lots of cases, where people have been abducted. In fact, that's the whole point of Karen Wilkinson's book, which we're very proud to publish, Stolen Seed, Evil Harvest. She was taken many, many, many times from the time she was 6 years old. I've never had one go missing. Now, that's not to say, I have talked to Travis Walton. He went missing for 4 or 5 days, I think it was. He was taken, he was abducted, and he was on board the ship, saw all sorts of stuff for basically 4 or 5 days. But I myself have never talked to someone who went missing for like a year and then came back type of thing. Karina Sables was an abductee. That interview can be found in our republished book, Further Evidence. So she had lots of abductions, just like Karen, just like Al Matthews and Emil, but they're always returned. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks so much. This is from Kippy. Have you ever talked the blood types, RH factor, etc.? If not, can you point me to who has? If you have, can you do an episode on it? Well, we know something's up with the RH negative blood type. It's very rare. But does that lead back to the Nephilim? I don't know. There's so many questions that I have that remain unanswered. One of them is the RH negative blood. I was told by a Native American that what I seek can be found in the RH negative blood. I need to find a medical doctor who can do a deep dive on that with me and see if there are any anomalies in that blood type. I hope that answers your question, Kippy. So this is from Edward, LA. Do you think it is possible that Revelation's false prophet could probably be a highly ranked fallen angel such as Abaddon or Azazel? Or do you think it's possible the false prophet could step off a spaceship and proclaim himself to be the Messiah? The New Ages are expecting someone from a different planet to show up to save the planet. I completely agree on that. Jesus said the very elect would be fooled if that were possible. And Jewish rabbis, of course, await the coming of the Messiah. We know the false prophet is the third or unholy spirit in the unholy Trinity and will be a religious figure. We also know Revelation is not in chronicle order, so it's possible the angel set loose from the bottomless pit could either be at the start or midway through the tribulation, so it seems very possible. What do you think? Honestly, Ed, that's a great question. Wow. The late Chuck Missler used to believe that the Antichrist would boast some sort of alien connection. So it's very possible that the false prophet also could boast some sort of alien connection in some matter. We just don't know. See, here's the problem, that we can't sit down with a fallen angel who defects. That's not going to happen. And we can't question that fallen angel and say, hey, okay, we're gonna ask you some questions. We want answers. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. So all we have is the biblical prophetic narrative, the guidebook of the supernatural, what the Bible instructs us. And we know that this is the time of Jacob's trouble. It doesn't deal with the church. We are premillennial. We are pre-tribulation here. Make no mistake about that. I can't say that loud or often enough now, because if you're, you'll see the interview in a few days with Bill Salas, where I sit down with Bill and we discuss. If you're in an amillennial church, you'll never hear prophecy. You'll never hear that Israel was regathered back from the four corners of the earth, fulfilling prophecy, reestablishing the prophetic time clock. You'll never hear any of that in an amillennial church, because they don't believe in a literal millennial, millennial, atheist, against deist, against God, atheist, millennial, against the millennial. So I believe in the 1,000-year reign of the Lord. It's just very interesting. That's why we watch, and we keep watching. This is from Stephen. Hey, I love your shows. I watch every one. My question is, do you know of Stephen Greer? And if so, what do you think of his take on ETs in his contact program and involvement with government officials? I think Greer is barking up the wrong tree, with all due respect. I disagree with Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. I completely disagree with the idea of meditation and inviting these entities in. There's no way you want to do that ever. I was involved in the New Age. My third eye was open. I used to practice what I would call Kundalini serpent yoga, Kundalini yoga, opening up the chakras and allowing that entity to come in. I had encounters with spirit guides and other things like that while I was a New Age practitioner. Stephen has never jumped on the other side of a line, other side of the aisle, as it were, so he has no idea what it is to be a born-again, spirit-filled Christian. So he's at a disadvantage. He doesn't understand that Judeo-Christian worldview, Judeo-Christianity, is the only paradigm on the planet that deals with man's depravity through the Savior, Jesus, the Messiah. So I think he's barking up the wrong tree, telling people to meditate, telling people to invite these entities in. That is a mistake, in my opinion. And Stephen's welcome to come here anytime and discuss it. Sage Wall, this is from Edward. L.A., God bless you and your family forever. My question is, we did a program on this. So you can go onto our YouTube channel and look under Sage Wall. I was there with Timothy Alberino. Sage Wall is not man-made. We proved this in our little excursion there with Gil Zimmerman, who filmed the whole thing. And Tim and I are climbing all over this wall, and we show conclusively that these are fissures in the rock, natural fissures. What people don't understand, there was a glacier over this area that was 2 miles high. That, you're talking pressure and weight, can do anything. It is a natural construct, make no mistake about it. Go to our YouTube channel, L.A. Marzulli, type in the search bar Sage Wall, it should come up. This is from Mary Ann. Thank you for all the hard work that you and your team do to provide us all with the latest information that the Lord has revealed to you. You and your family continue to be in my prayers. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it. And I hope God's blessing enfold you and comfort you in all your endeavors. Here's the question. There's been much on the news lately regarding Chat GPT. Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, and others involved in AI development have issued an open letter raising concerns regarding continued ungoverned research into advanced AI technology. I sort of addressed that a couple ago, but let's get into it again. Do you think it is possible that the Antichrist may manifest through an advanced AI? No. I believe that the Antichrist is the physical being. He looks human, but he's not. I think he may boast some sort of an alien connection. As I said earlier in the show, he is literally, in my opinion, the seed of the dragon. It is the seed of the dragon. It is Rosemary's Baby, essentially, like the movie. It is the offspring of the dragon, the son of perdition himself. Society is being pried for abandoning their freedoms to the supposed superiority of all things emanating from AI. Please share your thoughts on the possibility of this scenario. Again, thank you so much for all your hard work. Thank you, Marianne. Praying for continued wisdom and guidance for you and your ministry. Boy, it's letters like this that keep us going. I am very leery of AI, extremely so. I think it's an open portal to the demonic. That's my take on it. I'm stuck with it. She'll prove me wrong. Something is inhabiting this thing. Something is driving it. You know, and this is why the writer's strike, as I mentioned earlier, that AI can get a screenplay done in what? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and there it is. So I'm very leery of this, and I don't like it one bit. This will be my last question for today, and I'll pick this up a little bit later. This is from Elisa Robinson. Thank you for all the blood, sweat, and tears you have poured into the study of the supernatural. Thank you for your kind words. The amount of information you've amassed is overwhelming. Episode 97 dealt with the dogmen stalking Scott Carpenter. There is a subject of the LGBTQ community that calls itself Therion. Wow. And acts thoroughly, whatever that means. I probably don't want to know. Do you think the increased number and visibility of such human Therion, means the beast of the earth, by the way, is a precursor to the reveal of non-human version? Are these human Therion possibly possessed by the deceased spirits of the real Therion? Or perhaps it's just an effect of a general increase of visible demonic activity? Great question. The late Russ Dizdar used to talk about Therion, the beasts of the earth. And Russ used to say, sort of tongue-in-cheek, these are not hamsters and giraffes. They are not. Sasquatch and dogmen sightings have gone through the roof. And there's a breeding program there. There's no doubt about it. So is it possible, you get a 14-foot Sasquatch that's, in my opinion, a modern-day Nephilim coming into a small town, he's going to wreak havoc. The beasts of the earth. That's my take. That's what I believe. Anyway, folks, I will be next week on Friday. I will be at the Prophecy Watchers Conference. I speak twice, once in the morning, and I close Friday night. Then Saturday, we are headed over to Israel. Really looking forward to that and meeting all the folks who signed up for the trip. The tour is sold out. We are going to be taking very shortly sign-ups for next September. So keep that in mind. We are going in September next year back to the Holy Land. We're the only tour group that does specifically a Nephilim tour. That's what this tour is about. We don't take you to the usual places. We take you to the unusual places, the out-of-the-way places. And by the way, Vicky's book, They Only Come Out at Night, is available at our store. That's on sleep paralysis. And, of course, our newest author, Karen Wilkinson, which is Stolen Seed, Evil Harvest. We are shipping that out. Check those books out. You'll want them in your library. We're one of the few publishers who dare to go where, most of the populace won't even look at. People need to understand that the abduction phenomena is real. It's burgeoning, not going away. Hybrids are walking amongst us. Welcome to Karen Wilkinson's groundbreaking book, Stolen Seed, Evil Harvest. Of course, we've got Vicki Joy Anderson's book, which is available at our bookstore. They Only Come Out at Night, which is on sleep paralysis. That's all the time I have for it. If you've got a question, you can write it into questions@lamarzulli.net, questions@lamarzulli.net. We are now up to March of 2023. So we've got a ways to catch up. People want more questions, and by golly, by gum, by gee, I'm going to give it to you. So I'll be back tomorrow, Friday, with other questions for LA. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, folks, if you've got a question, shoot us an email, questions@lamarzulli.net. Thanks so much.